Can a foldable phone finally feel as light and thin as a regular phone? That's the question Samsung wants us to think about with its newest teaser for the Galaxy Z Fold 7. With about a month to go until Samsung's official event in July, the company has kicked off its marketing campaign early. And this time, it's not about flashy features or fancy animations. It's about something simple but important: how thin and light the next foldable will be. In their latest teaser, Samsung says the Galaxy Z Fold 7 is going to be their thinnest, lightest, and most advanced foldable yet. That's a big promise, especially when many users still complain that foldables are too bulky to carry around comfortably. Let's break down what this really means and how it stacks up to what we know so far. First, the design. Samsung hasn't shared exact numbers in the teaser, but a recent leak from May gave us some pretty close details. If the report is accurate, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 will measure just 4.54 millimeters when unfolded and about 9 millimeters when folded. That's only slightly thicker than the Oppo Find N5, which currently holds the record for the world's thinnest foldable. And in case you're wondering, the full dimensions of the Galaxy Z Fold 7 might be around 158.43 millimeters tall and 143.14 millimeters wide when unfolded. So even though it's big, it's definitely getting closer to feeling like a regular phone in the hand. Now let's talk about the display, because foldables are all about the screen experience. Based on early info, the Z Fold 7 is expected to carry over the 8.2-inch internal screen seen in the Z Fold 6 Special Edition. That means you're still getting that massive tablet-like screen inside, perfect for watching videos, multitasking, or even working on the go. So how is Samsung making this phone thinner and lighter? According to the teaser, their engineers and designers have been focused on improving the build with each new generation. That includes using lighter materials, a slimmer hinge, and making small changes to the way components are placed inside the phone. Under the hood, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 is expected to be powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset, which will likely deliver top-tier performance whether you're gaming, editing photos, or just browsing the web. As for the battery, the Fold 7 is said to pack a 4,000 mAh battery. That's not huge by today's standards, but Samsung is probably trying to balance battery life with a slimmer design. And don't forget, they might also include faster charging, though the exact charging speed in watt hasn't been revealed yet. Now, one thing to clear up. Last week, Samsung released a very confusing teaser that hinted at a possible Galaxy Z Fold 7 Ultra. What if your phone could fold not once, but 3 times? Would you actually use it? Well, Huawei thinks you might, and they're not giving up on the idea just yet. Last year in September 2024, Huawei released something that looked more like a piece of sci-fi tech than a regular smartphone. It was called the Mate XT, and it was the world's first tri-fold smartphone. Yep, that's right. 3 folding sections, 1 big screen, and a design that got everyone talking. Now here's the news. The Mate XT is getting a sequel, and it could be coming later this year. A well-known source on Weibo digital chat station just shared that Huawei is already working on the second-generation Mate XT. If things go as expected, the next model could launch in September 2025, exactly a year after the first one. So what can we expect? Let's start with the display. According to the leak, there won't be any changes to the screen. That's not too surprising. Building a display that folds 3 times without breaking is already pretty impressive. It seems Huawei is sticking with the same folding design, which actually worked well in the first version. The real upgrades will happen inside the phone. The new Mate XT will have a faster chipset, meaning it should run apps and games more smoothly, and save battery better. And the camera system is getting better too, although we don't have exact details on how many megapixels or what kind of sensors it'll use just yet. Huawei is also planning to upgrade the accessories that go with the phone. And that's where things get really interesting. If you didn't know, the first Mate XT already had some pretty cool extras. For example, there's a rotating case made from a very strong material called aramid fiber. This case could rotate up to 270 degrees and also work as a stand. So if you're watching a video or on a video call, you didn't have to hold the phone the whole time. Then there's the foldable touch keyboard. When combined with the case, it turned the Mate XT into a mini computer. You could type, take notes, or even do light work, all on a phone-sized device that could fold into your pocket. Now imagine how Huawei might improve those accessories for the second generation. Maybe a stronger case, a better keyboard, or even brand new tools we haven't seen before. The company clearly wants to make the phone more than just a cool design. They want it to be useful too. Of course, not everyone loved the first Mate XT. Some people thought it was just a tech experiment. But the truth is, it got a lot of attention, and people were curious. That's probably why Huawei decided to make another one. One thing many users complained about, though, was that the Mate XT was only available in a few countries, mostly China and a few others. Hopefully, this new version will be available in more places. Have you ever wondered why iPhones still charge so slowly compared to most Android phones? It's been a common complaint for years. While Android phones zip through charging at 65 watts, 80 watts, or even higher, iPhones are still hanging, out in the slow lane. But now, things might be about to change. Kind of. The iPhone 17 series could finally bring faster charging. But here's the twist. It might not happen through a cable. Let's start with the facts. According to a new iPhone report from Taiwan's NCC database, Apple seems to be getting ready to launch a new MagSafe charger. And this one doesn't stop at 25 watts like the current model. Instead, it supports up to 45 watts of power output. That's a big jump, almost double. But before you get too excited, there's a catch. This full 45-watt speed will only work with future iPhones that support Qi 2.2, an upgraded version of the wireless charging standard. And right now, it looks like only the upcoming iPhone 17 series will support it. Apple has already tested this charger with several devices, including the iPhone 16 and even the older iPhone 11. But only the newer models built for Qi 2.2 will be able to reach those full speeds. So what is Qi 2.2 and why does it matter? Qi 2.2 isn't just about more watts. It also improves how the magnets line up with the phone, which means more efficient charging and less heat. Plus, it still works with older phones. They just won't charge as fast. This shows that Apple is really pushing wireless charging forward, and honestly, it's about time. For comparison, the iPhone 15 Pro Max still charges at around 27 watts through a cable. Not bad, but nothing close to what you'll find on many Android phones. Interestingly, while the iPhone 16 series didn't get a big bump in wired charging, tests show that under heavy use, like when you're gaming or using a demanding app, the power can briefly spike up to 38 watts, but the bigger improvement came from wireless charging. Apple quietly increased MagSafe speeds from 15 watts to 25 watts on the iPhone 16 series. Now, with the iPhone 17 series expected to support 45-watt wireless charging, MagSafe might actually become the fastest way to charge your iPhone. Let that sink in. We could reach a point where wireless charging is faster than wired charging on an iPhone, and that brings up an interesting thought. Is Apple preparing to remove the charging port completely? The idea of a portless iPhone has been floating around for years. With stronger magnets, better wireless speeds, and features like wireless data transfer slowly improving, we might be getting closer to that future.